Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Welcome to the DeathPiles and Taxes, greatest podcast ever about taxes and eBay-related online commerce making money.
And stuff.
That's right. Well, how you doing this Saturday morning?
Boy, if I was any finer, I'd be you, the way things are going right now.
Hey, I just want to share with you a special piece of information. Just turned the eBay store off of vacation mode, and we are back in business.
You decided you want to start making some money, did you?
I saw all the funds you're spending and making at your household, so I figure I got to get in on that D-Roy money.
And let me show you the box this morning. I know this doesn't help for the listeners, but that was yesterday.
Man,
That box is full.
you're a shipping fool.
It's been, it kind of slowed down. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday for me. I can't remember which day. Oh, look at my little thing here. So I got my weekly counts up here.
You want me to look at your little thing?
Monday, it was my only day under $100 this last week.
Man,
I thought, okay, we're going back to normal, or things are kind of starting to, I don't know, go back to where we were before. Maybe people are, caught up or saving money or doing something. Then, nope, it started going crazy again yesterday. I figured yesterday must be, I don't know if it's payday. I don't know how the unemployment and all that stuff going. People are home and they got money. I'm not trying to make fun of people on unemployment. Been there, done that. But I think you're home, you're bored, you got money. You're going to go over to eBay because that's what's been happening for me. And we're just busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
man, that's I've been busy at work. I've been busy, taking care of a couple things, and we said, you know what, we got to get back on that eBay store. I've been doing a lot of buying sports cards, getting into some new things. Like I said, it's hard. It's a beautiful spring morning. I want to be outside, heading on my way up to Layton with you, going and hitting the trifecta up there, and we can't, man. Nothing's open yet.
It will happen. I'm just looking at my unpaid solds that have happened, and I got like 11 things here. I'm just waiting for people to pay. So it's just crazy, man. It's one of those things that you're just happy while it's lasting. I guess it's with the downside of the corona and everything with that. It's the upside here. It's just weird. It's just been a really weird 2020 year, I guess, but.
Plus, like I said, even last year, sales in Q4 weren't kind of what everyone expected or hoped for. eBay brought in a new CEO. There was kind of some turnover. There were some issues with listing items, but it sounds like things are on a good pace to escalate to make some good money this quarter.
Yeah, they extended. I was just seeing this morning. I know they announced it. I think it was this week. It all kind of blends together. Oh, I couldn't wait for you. I already cracked my do open.
I saw that. I needed to get my go-go juice for the morning.
Let's see, free listings. So store subscribers can list. So they've extended the 50,000 free listings, I think through June or July now. So there's no reason not to be just listing like crazy. And if you have things, I've about used 1,000 of those 50,000 listings. So. I'm feeling kind of good about that. At least I'm getting some use out of it. But yeah, eBay is hot. That's why people are listening right now. Hopefully that's why they've turned into the podcast. And, hopefully we can give them some information that will help them continue to grow their business even after the plague, But as of right now, if you can list it, it will probably find a new home sooner rather than later, just the way things have been.
I told you, I've been trying to come up with some creative ways to get into some new ability to, source. Because like I said, it is an interesting time right now. Not a lot of places are open, so sourcing is an interesting spot. It sounds like everybody's been selling off that death pile.
Yeah, the death piles are dwindling, which is a good thing. It'll give us probably a lot more new merchandise opportunities here, like you're saying, coming up. But I mean, I know what we said a couple weeks ago. I'll keep reiterating it, but there's a shortage of sourcing is your creativity, like we were talking about last week with your son. The people that are just putting in the yard sale local Facebook groups or whatever, hey, I'll pick up all your stuff that needs to go to the thrift stores. If you're able to do that, I think that you'd have just a list of people you go through, you take their stuff, you take it home, you take what you want, and keep any of the good stuff for sourcing, for reselling. At some point, you take the rest to the thrift store. Or I was really big on just, have a yard sale. Of course, if they're in your neighborhood and stuff, I was thinking about that. You might want to be a little careful that people don't come to your yard sale to see you selling their old stuff. That might be a little awkward, but that could be going forward. If you get this line of people and say, hey, I'm going again, even after this, you get to go through because, like I was saying, you get the first peek of the good stuff. You don't have to compete with everyone at the thrift stores or wherever the stuff ends up and hope that you get it before they do. Also, I mean, just buying off eBay. A lot of people do that. You find people that just, for whatever reason, are just trying to get rid of things, don't know the value of things, are trying to do an auction. And a lot of the times, it doesn't matter if you're doing an auction or if you put it up for, $100. You're just waiting for that one person that comes along that wants that item. So if it's $10 or $100, they want the item and they're going to pay either way. So if you're able to find some of those things that you just pick up for $10, and then you're able to do the slow nickel, like you posted in the Facebook group a little earlier this week, where you put it up and you'll wait 6 months to make the $100 off that $10 item. I mean, those opportunities are available all day, every day. Just sourcing on all the different apps, all the different platforms. Macari's been really good for me and Mr. Painter for cards and stuff. He's always picking up stuff that, like, I don't know how he finds it, but I'm pretty sure most of it's Macari related, and he just has his saved searches. He gets up there, he gets a notification, and snacks and stuff before other people have a chance to view it. So creativity is really your limit, and even with that, it's not that hard just to go around the neighborhood or around your town and pick up, even put it in other towns' listings. Go pick up bags full of donations and go home and sort through it. It takes a little work, but I bet that you could make steady income just doing that. So who knows?
There's people picking up on the podcast, D-Roy. I'm not sure if you saw the article that came out on one of our friends shared it on KSL talking about death and taxes, death piles, talking about people getting things, having things, and people are trying to figure it out. They're starting to understand what we've been talking about for over years now.
Well, I'm glad somebody decided to promote us.
I just heard the last week's episode, and don't even get me started.
Just heard it. You lived it, man. I have to keep ducking down to be in that window.
I know I can't see you there. You're.
I'm avoiding you.
There you go. God, you know what? I want to open it up. We are into a new continent.
Ooh, where did we breach?
Antarctica? New listeners in Africa and Uganda.
Well, I told you I had that friend that was the Prince of Uganda, and you told me it was a big scam. Now who's got listenership?
I guess your cousin over there. I get it. You are well on top of things.
I only have to send him $20,000 over 5 months, and then I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. And we'll see if this podcast continues at that point.
I get it, man. You are just multifaceted, and man, I don't know what you're doing. You're just all over the place.
Hey, I got an eBay thing that we haven't really talked about or addressed, if you can believe that. It was brought to my attention this week, and if we got a couple minutes, I'd like to talk about it.
We got about 50 extra minutes, so you might as well.
Well, extra. They're all packed with good knowledge. I'm sure you got a list of things that I just need to squeeze in my topics here to get around all the content that we have. We've talked about eBay scammers before in the past, and people that kind of do that. And I always say, don't be the paranoid person that is afraid to sell on eBay because somebody's going to come try to scam you.
Okay.
Well, right now, with everything that's going on with customer service of eBay being down, it seems like some people are out of the woodworks and they're kind of scammy. And this was brought to my attention by a friend of the program, Michael Benjamin Painter. Sold an item.
Okay.
And it went to this individual. He packaged it well. It was one of those Fred's Lego sets. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that.
Christmas time.
Christmas time. So he had an extra one that he sold. And I know he packages things well. I know him and his wife do a great job. So it got there, and the guy said that it had been damaged, and shows this picture of the box, but it's like in the front side of the box, like a really weird, just like a puncture hole.
Okay.
And sends him the picture and says, this was where I've damaged. And so Mike asked me, hey, what should I do in this situation? How's this work? And I said, well, you send it priority mail. So with priority mail through the post office, through eBay, through pirate ship, wherever you're sending, depending on what it is, typically it's $100 insurance just covered for free. So I said, well, go ahead and tell them that you're going to do an insurance claim, and that you need pictures because, the guy was fishing for some money back, obviously.
Obviously, that's what they do.
And even Mike said, I don't know how it could have been damaged in that spot. Well, it turns out the guy had thrown away conveniently had thrown away all the packaging, and he just had a picture of the product, but the product wasn't damaged, just the box, and it was a really random, not on the corners or somewhere you could see getting banged up, and I said, well, if it was priority mail, man, so I'll get into how you file that claim, but I just wanted to address this because it goes a little further. So he basically asked the guy, what do you want me to do? And the guy only wanted like $4, which, turns out to be all right. Like, just give the guy $4, move on, block him, just don't deal with it. Well, he's in one of those, all those Facebook groups that we're in.
Yeah.
He sees somebody asking a similar question, like, hey, this guy's saying his stuff came damaged. What should I do? And he looks at the message. It's the same guy.
Oh, boy.
So obviously this guy, what are the odds that you're going to see it in a group with 10,000 people? So this guy's buying stuff on the internet. And through eBay people, he knows customer service is down. He knows,
Scammer.
being able to track him and stuff is limited. So obviously he's buying stuff that he wants or that he's going to resell. And he's asking people, it's damaged, what do you want me to do? A lot of people probably just give a free refund, say don't worry about it, move along. I'm sure if you press him to it or you press him to it, he'll take whatever you're going to offer. But what I was telling Mike going forward, because this kind of just chaps you off when people are taking advantage of people trying to make extra bucks and working hard, and it's a good product that got there, and when you're seeing this being done multiple times, okay, maybe the post office damages some things from time to time.
Yeah, every once in a while.
It really is pretty rare if you think of the volume that goes through there. So I said, going forward, what you should have, what I would have liked to have done is just tell the guy, hey, we're opening an investigation with the post office. We need your contact information. They're going to contact you since you threw away the packaging and stuff. We're going to need I got your address and stuff, a phone number for them to come and investigate because I'm filing an insurance claim and they want to make sure that this isn't fraud and see what the guy did at that point. But obviously you can't all the time do that. So he just gave the guy the $4 and moved along. But if you're going to do that, or if you need to file a claim, if you sent something that was priority mail or that you bought insurance on, what you need to do if it is damaged, which does happen from time to time, is go to USPS.com, Google claim USPS, probably the easiest way to find it. There's a form you're going to have to write down, a lot of information about what happened, send all the pictures you can have. That's where it kind of sucks on the opposite end of we're sending things to people that they might not have always the best pictures or whatever, but send all the pictures you do have, the information, and just like the IRS, they'll get back to you with your money at some point, but don't hold your breath, but they'll send a check eventually, or they'll follow up with you. Don't hold up your buyers on the refund, though. Don't say, hey, you need to do this. It's not their problem to file the claim or anything like that. eBay won't back you if you say this is their problem to figure out. You're the shipper. Unfortunately, that comes back on you. Also, with the money or the refund, however you work it, you can't say wait until I get the insurance claim back from the post office or ShipSaver or whoever you send it through. You just kind of got to eat it short term. And with Painter in this, on the item, I don't know what they're going to say he's claimed. What, I'm sure I don't know if he's just asking for the $4. If I was him or somebody in that situation and you got that, you might as well go for the home run and see what they do give you as far as shipping costs, what the item costs, damage, just give them the whole enchilada and see what they give you back. It might be everything. It might be $4. But with that, it's kind of that process. We've never really talked about that. It doesn't happen a whole lot. I had around Christmas time, probably 3 or 4 years ago, a Super Nintendo game. It was the Spider-Man cartridge. I don't know why I remember that, but it was red.
Okay.
It might have been Nintendo 64, something like that. It came back to me in a little baggie for my convenience, it said, and it was just smashed and gutted and just plastic chunks all over the place. I think that's about the only time I've really had to do a claim with the USPS. Maybe one other time, but I just remember that was my first one of okay, what do I do now? Guy didn't get his video game, and here it is to me, in chunks that are worth nothing now. So it happens occasionally, but I guess it depends what you're shipping to. If you're doing glassware, ceramic type things, it probably happens more than sending baseball cards, or T-shirts. But that's that process. That's something we've never talked about, and just right now, with people are kind of getting a little desperate. You gotta be on guard. Don't think everyone's always out to scam you. If they send you questions or whatever, don't be that guy that's too paranoid to list or to sell, or I'm going to put the GPS tracker on this to prove it, whatever. Just move along sometimes, but you also got to be aware that it does happen.
Like I said, everybody ships. If you're selling your shipping, do it the right way, and you're going to have yourself covered. So I just accepted my promotional offer. You've accepted the offer. List free 5,000 additional fixed price listings.
5 or 50?
50,000.
There you go.
Sorry,
so there you got your work cut out for you, man.
I've definitely got some things to start doing. So, can I tell you, I had the thrill of the hunt this last night? Yeah, last night.
What were you after?
I got me an item on that I purchased on an auction late last night.
I've noticed you've been keeping those late hours. I was going to wonder about you. I had to get up I've been waking up to go to work about 4 a.m., which is never fun. But I'll look at my phone after my alarm, and the other day is Adam Beasley tweeted 2 hours ago at somebody. I'm like, what's he doing up at 2 a.m., man? Then you're up and at him, 5, 6 in the morning. So
working.
You doing all right?
Doing working, yes. Doing quite a few things, but
what'd you get?
Big sports guy right now. I mean, I don't know. There's some people that don't appreciate the draft, and I don't quite understand those people.
I can't sit and watch it for two. I mean, it's the gaps in between of the, it's fun. I'm not against it, but it's just one of those things where it's like those long gaps and where they're doing it from their living rooms and stuff. I've watched a little bit though. I can appreciate it. I don't not appreciate it.
What we watched all of round one. We made it interesting. We went over to Phil's, got some. I got a pack of draft cards from Phil, day of the draft, so that we could be ready to kind of see what cards are going, what cards are not going. So that definitely made it fun. Got a box and got quite a few cards. But what we would do is we'd take all the cards and then we put them in the hard sleeve once they got drafted.
Ah, there you go. Well, I did the same. I was over at Phil's yesterday and I bought those same. I got some pretty good rookie cards out there.
I saw that.
Pretty happy with myself. So,
yeah.
So what did you? Okay, so you're up through a lot. What happened? What's your auction? Let's hear the story.
So always watching and it's always interesting. I mean, sports cards are they're very interesting. I mean, it's a hot market. It's going up. It went down a little bit. It's back up. Talking a lot about basketball cards are really huge. We bought some WNBA cards for my daughter. Didn't really know anything about it. This is the first pack. She really kind of enjoyed it. And then I went through all the cards to see which ones were worth money. Found some rookie from China that could be worth some big dollars. Really interesting. But the other one was a Diana Taurasi card. It was like a numbered card. $100 is what it sold for. So that was pretty fun and interesting. So we're kind of watching that. Watching the draft cards. Quarterbacks are really the ones that are worth money. That's just kind of what, you get into the NFL, quarterbacks are what drive the market, and they're the ones that kind of go up and down. So we took a chance. I mean, we had Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love. We had all those. And in that second, third round, Jalen Hurts got drafted. And I thought, you know what? He's going to an interesting team. He's kind of down the road. You know, you never know. Some of these first-round guys, they're going to bust. Not all of them are going to be good. Figured a second, third-round guy, a little better a chance. So as soon as he got drafted, I got on there. I found a really rare, it was like a 3 of 7 signed, like, pink card. And it was up for auction for like $57. Like, oh man, there's only like 2 minutes left. I'm going to like go check it out. Got on there. Waited till about 45 seconds. It was up to $60. I'm like, I'm going to wait. So I waited till about 30 seconds, put it at $62. It said somebody had already bidded you. I put it to 64, and with like 3 seconds left, and I won the bid.
You got her, huh?
I got it.
Ka-ching came your way.
Ka-ching, I got it, so it should be here, the next couple days. I figure I'll put it in the to be graded pile. That's definitely one thing we've talked about it. I mean, I don't know, we haven't had any back yet, but just looking at comps on a lot of these things, getting it, graded for $10 in the 6 months, who knows, is definitely going to be worth your time and investment to now take a regular raw card that you find, or even one that I purchased raw, to go get it graded, and it could, anywhere from 2 to 15x the value of that card.
Yeah, it's definitely going to improve the value if you got the time and the patience. So there's some I'm thinking about just doing a quick flip with the raw cards where, you get $2 to $7 or whatever. You do a couple of those, you pay for the pack. But yeah, definitely, like you're saying, anything that has value or can have potential value is going to be well worth that investment to get it graded. My grading to go out box is full again, so I'm already at that point where I'm like, okay, what do we do now? We need California to open up for about 6 months anyway, so we can get caught back up. And I can't just keep sending stuff, but
yeah, I'm just looking at my graded card, my graded stack, and I continually look to see what they're going for. And I mean, I've got 4 cards here that will go for comp solds. Like I said, listing price doesn't really mean anything. Looking at comp solds, we're looking at probably close to $1,000 on just what I'm sitting on, which would be significantly more what I'm making on these items than what I ever have on any other eBay items, just in my wheelhouse, just learning it. So I'm excited. I'm really wanting this to happen so that I can get that $1,000 so I can go buy more cards.
And of course, that's based on what they come back graded as. Obviously, you're hoping to come back as 9s or 10s, which they should be in the condition they're in. But again, that PSA, Wizard of Oz, sometimes you don't always know what happens behind the scenes there. So just people listening, don't think they can just send in any card and it's going to come back worth, hundreds of dollars. You do got to do the research and know what you're getting into. So
like I said, you got to about that forever. You got to do your due diligence. Anytime you're getting into reselling, I mean, you got to take some time to figure out what you want to sell. For me, the reason I'm liking this is because I'm totally interested. I mean, we sat through the draft all day Thursday night. We sat through it late last night. I mean, we saw 4 our Utah Ute guys got drafted, and then I got on Twitter and started tweeting at them, which that was kind of fun because they're pretty inactive. Got some really good pictures of when I was on the sidelines of these guys, up close and personal. And I don't know, it's just fun to kind of follow. For me, that's the tie. Makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I think we definitely, for that same purpose, I think we need to do that fantasy football this year. And, with the friends and maybe friends of the program if people want to jump in. But it just makes it fun. It's funner to follow when you got, like you were saying, you got an investment, you got a dog in the hunt, and somebody to cheer for no matter what's going on. I was going to make fun of you pretty badly about these WNBA cards. I was all prepared.
I know you were.
I was over at Phil's yesterday, and I got to thinking, I buy pro wrestling cards and sell them all the time. I cannot make fun of him for WNBA cards and selling them and the athletes that are there. So I'm not even touching. I told Phil that, too. I said, I was all prepared to go at it, and then I'm buying Money in the Bank vault cards of fake fighters. So I can't attack you on it. It was it's one of those things where there's a market, there's a niche that's probably way underserved and underutilized as far as the grading side comes from it. So it's probably a good opportunity, honestly. I know there's that guy there in town that we've been threatening to have on the podcast forever. That's the WNBA expert. Maybe that's where we do. We take his knowledge I was going to apply it to going out and gambling, but maybe we apply it to buying cards and saying, who's the next star, who's this, who's that, and you multiply that, and you're selling cards. Who knows?
Right on cue. I knew that you and Paney had a kind of a niche market on this wrestling things. You're big in that, and I don't know, Holly Rowe. She's an ESPN reporter. She did the WNBA draft. She's a BYU Utah alum. I've been trying to kind of get in with her on a couple of college football things, and maybe this is the way you kind of hit this WNBA market. And I mean, like you said, it's who has the most knowledge of these things. And I don't know. I think we might take some time. Like I said, my daughter was really interested in it. My son was too. Come to find out, I'll ask you this. Like I said, I had no clue. Haven't done a lot of class. How many WNBA teams do you think there are in the league?
I have no clue. Originally, I thought they had one for men's league, whatever you want to call it. When I remember we got next started, I remember that the Utah Stars existed for a brief time.
Yes.
After that, I lost all connection. I'd say 12.
Wow. See, you are the closet WNBA fan because there are exactly...
I was an over-under, where would I be?
There's exactly 12 WNBA teams in the league. Don't let Derek fool you. Wow. He is a Lisa Leslie homer. He has the tattoo. He is the man.
I was always more of a Cheryl Miller. I thought she was better than her brother.
Las Vegas Aces down there. Everybody says that Las Vegas doesn't have a professional NBA. They just forget to add the W in front.
Where do they play? Because you have the cards, and I saw Las Vegas Aces. I had no clue on that one. I knew Seattle still had a team. I knew LA, of course, New York. But obviously, I don't follow it big. It's not something I'm proud of. Them women can shoot and they can play. It's just nothing that I've ever invested my time in. But where's the Vegas team play at?
I believe they play at the MGM Grand Center. I'm not 100% sure. They might play at the T-Mobile Arena, but I just don't know if they're bringing in the number of attendees to fill that place up. So I'm going to roll with maybe even the Orleans Center. I'm not quite sure.
I'm guessing, though, if the kids are into it, man, you could probably get some courtside tickets for pretty affordable cost or thereabouts. I mean, make a trip of it, right?
I think I might have rolled into an interesting niche. That's the thing. I mean, even some of these cards, and like you said, scarcity is what drives prices. And I think I'm going to get on there to the PSA website because I said, if you haven't done it yet, and I know the only reason we're talking cards as much as we have in the past couple of weeks is because you can't go to yard sales, you can't go to thrift stores, everything's closed. So we've got to get kind of creative on where to find. But these grading sites, the PSA, the number one, the big boy, you can go onto their website. If you got an account like Derek does, and you can deep dive to see exactly how many number of that card has been graded, what values of it, and I'm guessing that there's a scarcity on a lot of these cards that we might have.
Oh, yeah, I'm guessing the market's not saturated for sure. You probably do have some, if you do get them graded, they come back, they're going to be population 1 and those whatever grades they come back as. So there's definitely a market. It's just how big is that market, and that's something you're willing to find out and took the investment for. Been selling a lot of cards. I was listening to something, so right now, this Chicago Bulls, One for the Road documentary we've been talking about it.
Last Dance. The Last Dance.
Oh, Last Dance, okay. Yeah, Last Dance. I thought it was One for the Road. 3, get ready for it to go. It's like a 6-part, 8-part
10-part. Get it right.
I know my WNBA. I don't know my Chicago Bulls history, obviously. But what they were coming out saying is a lot of people today that watch basketball are younger generation, younger age group. A majority of those people don't know or haven't seen Michael Jordan play. So there's this their big introduction to actually seeing Michael Jordan. And so we know he's huge with our generation and older. This is the kids that are kind of younger than us are coming up or just getting into basketball and stuff. Like, you've seen the stats and you know the name, but this is them actually seeing him play. So Michael Jordan's popularity, as if it couldn't get any bigger, is actually starting to grow and get bigger because of this documentary series. So if you got Michael Jordan memorabilia, it's always been a great seller, but now it's even got that skyrocket, attached to the backside and lit a little higher.
There's a lot of good things going on right now, and we talked about it. That's the best part about this is you can timestamp things. We can go back in the archives. We were talking about it before it was hot. Talked about getting your Jordans, your Pippins, your Rodmans. I mean, any of these guys saying, "Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. People are interested." So you're welcome.
I've been going back through some of my Jerry Sloan pile and going through some things, taking a little bit of a deeper dive on some stuff or trying to get some more stuff listed. I found, the faces on sticks. They used to have, before they had those big fat head things where you'd wave in the crowd, just the huge head of random people. In the 90s, they had like a big popsicle stick, like the doctor would.
I remember, yeah.
And they put a face of whoever on it. I got one from the finals. It's a Dennis Rodman. And
Really?
it has a big circle with the Ghostbusters crossed through his face for no worm. It's like the no worm, and you can color the hair however you want, but it's uncolored. It's gonna go up on auction Sunday.
Great idea.
Rodman's face on a stick from the NBA Finals has all the stuff on the back, so it's not just like a homemade job, even though it kind of is a homemade job. And so I got that up. There was a Stockton Malone one from like '96 or something, about the finals and playoffs, and I'm just finding all sorts of. The more I dig, the more random, weird stuff I find. I've talking with Phil again yesterday, and I'm just like, what do you do with? I got sheets of. It was the Buzz back before. It was our minor league team in Salt Lake back before they were the Bees. They were the Buzz. I got like sheets of these tickets, of season tickets, not cut. I'm like, what do you do with that? Because it's a value to somebody, but how do you find that person without being the crazy stalker that just shows up and says, if you attack at the wrong angle, you just look nuts. So I need to get the right avenue, get the right end to say, hey, I got some stuff you guys are interested in. Where and how much of this do you want?
Again, that's kind of, I think what you've talked about in the past. You get into those fan groups. There's all kinds of different, avenues for fandom. I mean, you found your group, going back to the original Red Lobster episode number 1, your Angus MacGyver jacket. You found the group that talked about it, and you threw in, hey guys, check out this jacket. A little self-publicity, and that's the hard part. Is you have something that doesn't exist, it does have value to somebody. You just got to find that right place to sell it.
And that's the thing, is finding the right people at the right time. I believe the Buzz were from Major League 3. I believe that was the team, the back to the minors that they used.
Oh.
Maybe I go with that angle. Got, Utah Jazz uncut playoff tickets. Man, I got some family pictures of the Sloans around the Michael Jordan statue in Chicago outside the United Center.
Hey.
Those
are in the archives. I've never seen those things.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I've been going back and diving a little deeper. So I'm getting to phase 2 or 3. I don't even know where we're at, but and then it's parting it all out. Media passes for the playoffs or for the finals. Bobby Sloan's media pass.
Hey.
Just all sorts of. Just who knows? I got all my wrestling stuff going. I've been going through all my Prumpy Goodwill finds. I've been selling a lot of that stuff. Prumpy was a good Goodwill. I'll say that much. That was the last trip we took before the big
Corona
big quarantine came in place. But I've been busting down some DeathPiles myself. But shirts are just shirts. Everything's selling. So I'm glad you put your store back for sale. I'd encourage you to get listing some of those things, especially your games or some of your clothing items, because I know you want to clear up that death pile, and I can't keep saying, but it's just everything's selling. DVDs, I've sold DVDs like crazy.
I think for me now that, tax season's still going on, which is the craziest thing ever. We still got 3 months, but it isn't going to be like it was in the past. But got a little extra time. I usually get home now about 5 o'clock instead of 9 or 10. But I get home and the kids are dying to get outside. Because they're in quarantine too. They're all homeschooled right now because of no school. But just like you're saying, is I like teaching them the real aspect of business. My daughter was going, all right, let's sell those cards.
Get them up.
Let's get them up there. Let's show them how it works. So I got our a little station set up there at the house. I brought all the games home from the eBay storage room here so that we can get listed today. I got to go home and do a little yard work today, though. I've been moving rocks.
Oh, that's never fun.
That's
a back-breaking chore.
Got to clean up. Got a truck bed full of rocks. As soon as we get that done, we're going to work on some eBay stuff. I don't know. I'm pumped. It's a great time to be selling. Great time to be in the business.
I mean, I'm just looking what I've sold recently. I got up here. I got video games. I got a John Elway T-shirt. I mean, how random's that? I got DVDs. I got my wrestling cards. I got my multi-level marketing paraphernalia items. I mean, just it's an assortment of everything. Like we've been saying, a Beatles T-shirt. Just if you got it, put it up for sale. I sold. Oh, you'll like this. So in my Jerry Stone pile, I found some wristbands. But they were like that you buy as a souvenir from the 1988 All-Star game that was in Chicago, which is the same All-Star game of the jockstrap fame. But it was just new in the package, just put away $50.
Wow.
For $50, almost overnight. So.
Well, we burned through it, man. We're halfway through. Let's hit a little break. Let's hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll come back and I'll talk about some learning moments for a couple people I've been seeing on the groups, kind of some suggestions on how do you become a more informed seller.
Sounds good. If you're not on Visible Mobile, what are you doing with your life? You just must like to waste money. Visible Mobile, Adam, what is it? I'm here to tell you, it's a new phone service running on your Verizon network. You can pay as little as $25 now. They've got this new thing that's called a party plan.
The party line.
It's like a family plan, except for you don't have to go around and collect all the money from everyone. Everyone pays their own bill.
I don't have to Venmo my cousin.
You don't have to Venmo your cousin Eddie. You don't have to go down that trailer park and try to wake up Granny and tell her, get out of your wagon and give me your money.
So you're saying I need to get on Visible Mobile to start saving money every single month?
All in, $40 a month, down to $25 depending on how your party plan goes. You get unlimited everything. You get the best coverage there is available. You have a mobile hotspot included, and it's just the better thing to do right now. Of course, when you go there, you're going to use our promo code. Adam, do you remember our promo code?
Not yet.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. BVWVQ. And let me say that for you phonetically. That's Bravo, Victor, Whiskey, Victor, Quebec.
Go to Visible Mobile. Well, it's that time of the year. It's time to file your taxes. What a daunting task. Can you imagine sitting in your basement, taking all 12 months of all your receipts and just trying to figure that out?
I got that shoebox full of receipts, and I'm going to make this work.
And then what do? You get online and you try and figure it out yourself. It ain't worth it, man. Hey, you need to file your taxes. Go to adamupaccounting.com. We'd be happy to help you. We understand resellers like crazy. We know how to file your taxes. We know how to put all your expenses in the right categories. We know how to take care of it timely, that you feel like, oh, this is well worth it. I should have been doing this my entire life. Look at Derek. Look what he used to be. And look what we've got him trained into now.
I'm a champion of the interwebs.
That's what your Twitter says. So go to adamupaccounting.com. You can find us on there. You can message us directly. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to help you out so that we can decrease the stress that you have coming up in the next few months. All right, welcome back to the second half of Death Piles and Taxes, where we talk everything e-commerce and paying taxes, which nobody wants to do, but we're going to have to because everybody's been getting free money, free.
Man, on eBay, it's been feeling like we've been making that free money too. Things are just going. For some of us, I know not everyone's as lucky, but this has been a profitable first and second quarter with everything going on and what could have been. We're grateful to have this eBay, as secondary income. Some people it's their primary, but definitely happy.
Yeah, I've been seeing, a lot of the reseller groups, the eBay groups. I mean, if you're not following anything else online, I mean, on these Facebook areas, get in there. Like it says, you can learn a lot, you can bring some value, you can share some knowledge. I always enjoy it because there's a lot of opportunities, like I said, to learn from people's downfalls when people have had issues. One thing that not as a piece, man, because like I said, people are going to ask, and if you don't like it, just scroll past it, never answer. But there's always people saying, hey, what do you think about this? Should I buy this? Should I buy this? And I'm to the point where, usually we're talking maybe $20, $100. I mean, somewhere in that range. Here it is right here, okay? This guy posted, he says, worth $60. Don't know much about basketball cards, but saw someone earlier says they were selling good right now. This guy's got a picture of, some messy, a couple boxes full of old cards that have been opened. And people get in there and say, it's junk, $2, nothing about it, go directly to the fire pit. I'm never buying sports cards to resell again, which is great. Yeah, basketball cards are right up now, but if you don't have any experience, it's a hard pass. $60 is a drop in the bucket. Worst case, you keep them for yourself. That's exactly what I tell people. I said, for $60, you're going to buy yourself a little education. You know what I mean?
I can see both sides of that. I think if you have to ask, probably you shouldn't be getting, with most things, right? Let's say it is worth it. Guess what? I'm going to find out where you're getting it, where the source is. I'm just going to go grab it, or somebody in that area. If it's a Facebook marketplace, if I see something and at the top of that you see some Jordans or some whatever rare things, I'm not going to give you the advice. I'm just going to go behind your back and get them. Probably most people would be. Also, if you don't know, asking a group of people on the internet is not going to make that any easier for you. So if you want to learn, $60 is not a bad way to buy a box of whatever and go through it, and you're going to learn one way or the other. But yeah, that's always weird because I get it. I've been on the other side of that. Like, is this worth it or not? But it comes to a point where you just have to kind of get trial error experience, and either you know or you don't. Right now, without going through it, there's no way I'd buy a box of cards for $60. Just because conditions, everything, corners, bends, all that kind of stuff. But also, if you see the right stuff on top, I would buy it for $60. So by saying I wouldn't, I'll also say that I would. But yeah, it's kind of hard to ask the internet for advice and hope that you're going to get good advice. Or there's people, I know, you aren't this way, but there's people that are kind of jerks and don't want people in their niches. So say it was some WNBA cards, your new niche, or some wrestling cards for me, and I see something that's valuable or something that I want, and I'm of that mind, I'm going to tell them, oh, no, that's horrible, stay away from that because you don't want that competition. So take it with a grain of salt when you're asking people, or even probably listening to us, right? We're just people on the internet. Like,
yeah.
don't run your lives according to just us, because we don't gotta live that way. But yeah, so that long story there for you. Yeah.
There's so many opportunities, and like I said, it's not just that. Here's another. This person posts. It says, and it's always nice when people post their pictures of what it is on eBay. They show exactly what their sales are, which people don't have to do. Some people get upset at other people for saying, well, don't sell those because you're going to infiltrate the market and drive prices down. That's not what we're about. We're about sharing our experiences. We're trying to add value to other people's lives. A lot in the reselling, a lot in the tax aspect, which we haven't really talked much today about because nobody cares. Everybody just wants to spend money. But yeah, this lady says, hey, in the last 30,000 in 30 days. She says 98% of her items come from the Goodwill bins. The rest are from other thrift store. Talks about in 2019, her average cost per item was 99 cents, and her average sale price was $16. Now this year, because she has so much more, her average cost is 75 cents. Used clothing, hats, t-shirts, toys, etc., CDs, everything that you can find yourself. It just takes the time and the effort, and I get it. Like it says, if that's not what you're in it for, then don't do it. But if you want a chance to remake some real dollars, spend the time, and you can make money doing this. It's insane. I know you might think, well, I can't do that, or these guys are making this up. If you really want to take some time to make some money, you can do it. Anyone can figure it out.
Yeah, and it's just find where you're comfortable or what your niche is. And I don't mind selling or helping people out or saying this is what's going on, but then there are times like fourth quarter, if that hot Christmas toy comes out, where it's a limited window. I'm probably not going to be sharing the most because I'm trying to make that money while the window's open, and when it closes, it's gone forever. So I can see people with that. Some things I do think people just should keep to themselves. If it's something you can get and source, at a local, like Walmart, for example, or something in the dollar store that's just been under the, I don't know what I'm trying to say, underground, under market that people just haven't caught on to, and you can sell it for, a great profit. I say kind of ride that gravy train till it gets found out or discovered, but there's the bolos that kind of a lot of people know about and you're not hiding. So I don't know. I'm back and forth on all these things. I'm not being too consistent, but I don't mind helping out people. That's why we do the podcast. That's why we do the bolos. That's why we try to do the, when we have the time to tweet or Instagram about what we're buying, selling, what's going on. But I can see the same part of you keep your cards close to the vest. It is a big poker table, and if you get the right hands, keep getting dealt to you, and you can keep recreating that and build you up some money. I can see both ways. So again, it's just preference and educating yourself and doing what you feel comfortable with.
A lot of opportunities to make some money.
Definitely opportunities to make some money. I'm just looking right now. I think I found me a Donovan Mitchell autograph card for $10, Adam.
I would say buy it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bought one, and I think we're going to get that one graded. So.
And look at you go. I mean, sourcing. I mean, I don't know. I'm just pumped. Like I said, I'm really excited. Now I got to spend a little more time in it. And a lot of it, too, it's like your collection. I don't know if a lot of people are talking about these Zoom meetings and your background. That's what people talk about now is your background. Gives a lot of opportunity for people to know your personality. It was really interesting, not getting too much into it, but watching the NFL draft the last couple days. It's very interesting to see how these different coaches, GMs live, and you actually get to see a peek into their real life because you get to see what their home looks like. Interesting one, they show some of these younger coaches who have got a lot of money put into their homes. They spend some dollars. You can see different landscaping. A lot of the other guys, you can see their kids and everybody in with it. And they showed Bill Belichick. Did you happen to see his little look into his kitchen table?
I didn't get to see Belichick's home abode. No, I missed that one.
It literally looks like a normal, 65, 80, 65, 70-year-old person's kitchen, very plain. And this guy's probably worth $50 million plus, probably more than that. I mean, I'm sure he's obviously not spending his money on his house. So, lifestyles of the rich and famous, just like, the long story, going back to the original part of Walmart, Bill Walton, or Sam Walton, not Bill Walton.
That's different. That's a different, yeah.
That's
kettle of fish.
Yes. Sam Walton would drive around an old pickup truck, and there's no way you'd think this guy has money. And it's just interesting to see how different people live their lives and what they want to spend dollars on. So, but anyways, talk about the Zoom background. Buy you some cool swag. Make it pop so that people can see your personality. And I think that's a lot of meeting new people, talking with people, is seeing their background, their interest, because then you can look at it and say, hey, you've got that cool game, seen it in the background. I love that game. I can see your background.
I've seen it before.
I've seen it before.
My background.
I've kind of got my office spun the wrong way, but I like my background. I've got a lot of different. My biggest talked about item on my shelf is the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company.
That's the one that people like, huh?
Yeah, the Dwight Schrute, everybody, I love it. It says our motto is quality first.
Quality.
Get your Scranton, and everybody asks me, and it's funny because did you really? I'm like, yeah, man, Dwight's my guy. He takes care of me.
You're not a gym guy, you go with Dwight.
Dwight's been there forever. Dwight's my rock. So he even came and hand delivered it one time. Really? Really?
Really. People are interesting characters. Man, I'm sorry I'm getting a little distracted, but now I've just found me a bunch of a man by the name of Lou all cinder cards. There's 6 of them for $17, and so I'm looking at them to make sure they're authentic. I'm hoping they're not just like reprints or something.
Are you on the marketplace, or where are you at?
I'm actually on eBay, and I'm just fell down that rabbit hole of what we talk and scroll, I guess. But I'm finding all sorts of good card deals today. So
once you get in there, I mean, I told you about my NBA lot that I found, and guy had sold the ones that I wanted, and then he still wanted me to sell the junk cards. So roll the dice. I mean, find some things.
Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna wait till after the show to go on my deep dive. But I do think I'm gonna give that Donovan Mitchell card for sure. And now I'm looking at a few other things. So there you have it. Oh, facsimile reprints. You gotta be careful on some of this stuff.
See,
people are trying to get you, and so yeah, you gotta definitely know what we're looking at or talking about, or you're just gonna end up a bunch of junk.
Vague in what they're telling us about it. So
anyway, man. So what's going on this week? What you got going on with the DeathPiles and your taxes and the kids and the cards? And
we'll get into the tax part of it just for a brief moment. A lot of people have seen some stimulus money come in. There's several people who haven't seen it yet. Again, like I said last week, your tax preparer has none of the information. So calling them, saying where is it, it's not going to help it come any faster. Like it says, you will be able to get it at some point. It might be next week. It might be in a month. It might be in 6 months. It might show up next year on your taxes. So rest assured it's coming, but who knows when. Like I said, people are spending it. We've been helping out a lot of these small businesses, getting some of these smaller emergency type grants that have come out. I've had a couple companies that have gotten the PPP loans. So that's really what that's what I spent my last 3 weeks on. It's kind of really put tax season on the back burner. Which is kind of tough for me because April's usually it's my second biggest month of the year, and it hasn't been this year. So I'm feeling it just like every other business is. I'm down a lot of money compared to where I was at last year. So I'm trying to get creative in how I'm servicing, how I'm helping people, and hopefully these next 2 and 3 months will make up for it. So that's kind of where I've been at, this last 3 weeks.
I mean, I guess that's the good thing where there is the extension, so I'm sure business will pick up here again in a couple of months once people realize, hey, we still got to do our taxes. But yeah, right now it's just a weird moment for everyone, I think, of just trying to figure out what's going on. Do they got money coming back? Where's their money? Like we've been talking about, you get more phone calls a day asking where my money is than the IRS themselves, it feels like. So it's coming, people, but, patience too, right? I'm
itching, and this is going to be tax related as we're getting more and more into, finding some niches, doing some things. I really want to go on a trip. I'm dying to use some of those sky miles and get out while it's still very inexpensive as these places are opening back up. So I'm going to throw this out there. If you had call it a 4-day opportunity to go anywhere in the United States, where would you go right now and why? So think about that. I'll give you a chance and I'll tell you mine so you can kind of think about yours. I talked about it with my son. I think I'd really like to take him out to Washington, D.C. He's kind of big into the history thing. And the D.C., Philadelphia area, I think I'd like to hit that. but I really want to hit kind of those areas to go check out the history. But I think that'd be a great place to source, and I would make it a real legitimate business trip and try to find some of those older history type relics and, spend a couple dollars because, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I think there's going to find a lot more older stuff out there than you are where we live.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you go, the further back east you go, the longer the country's been around, more things there are historically wise, right? That's like always the joke with people from Europe or England when they hear America, hey, this building's 200 years old, this is really old, and they're thinking over there something's 300-400 years old that's fairly new.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those. I had some trips planned. I always enjoy going to Vegas. I was actually going to go to D.C. and I got family back there. We were going to go see.
Barry?
I haven't scheduled that. What?
You're going to hang out with Barry again, aren't you?
Yeah, Uncle Barry. I wish. But no, that's obviously on hold. Man, there's just so many places to go and see. You can come up with a reason to go about anywhere. I'm of the Clark Howard mindset of you find what's on sale and then you figure out why you're going there. So you get the best available fare and ticket to go somewhere, and then you do the research to see, hey, what's there to see and hang out and do. That's the way to do it. Utilize those dollars. But cruises are going to be extremely cheap. I don't know how brave people are.
Yeah.
I'm thinking once Disney and all that kind of stuff opens, prices are going to be down because they've been hurting and want people to come back in. So that's available. Florida was somewhere I've been a few times here lately, the last couple of years. Good times. The East Coast is good. Anywhere you go, right now, just to get out and see things and be able to move about, it's going to be a good time. So I'll tell you where I'm not going. I'm not going to South, North Dakota. They don't listen to our podcast, or Alaska. So until they listen, I'm gonna make this statement right now. This is almost like the A-Rod statement. Until we get a listener from Southern North Carolina, that's when you combine them.
South Dakota.
Yeah. Or Alaska. I will not step foot into your state.
Well, I'll have to see what we
give
can
you
do.
Any of my e-commerce money.
That's right. We'll have to see what we can do. I don't know. It's really strange. We have listeners in Uganda, but for some reason we can't break South Dakota.
We're pretty big in Edmonton and Alberta, Canada, but for some reason, South Dakota, North Dakota is just not doing it for us. So
We're hitting provinces.
Won't be there.
We're hitting almost all the provinces in Australia, but can't break the Dakotas.
And I can't figure out I'd imagine Alaska would be a great place to sell and buy stuff on eBay because you're so out that you need to be buying online. I know shipping could be a problem, but you'd think that would be a good opportunity for some people. So maybe we're just not hitting the right. I know Jimmy Cheapy Pants' wife was from there, so maybe she can turn her family onto it so I can step foot in that state, I don't know.
Who knows? Like I said, another accounting stuff. I'm a part of a lot of these groups again. It's just nice because we've taken away. If you're on your own, if you have your own office, the other places open up the doors so it can be like somebody's in the next office and you can ask a question and do different things. But just sharing information is really good. Somebody gets on here and talks about the accounting portal, kind of what I use, my workflow. Because obviously, when you take care of 800 people, you've got to be very organized, knowing what's coming in, what's going out. So, I'm always for sharing information on, my accounting side. Same thing with, our eBay, our e-commerce side. We want to bring value. Like I said, we're not asking for anything. We don't want anything. We're open to sharing information. We know at some point, if you really, are like, hey, this is what I need. If something happens or monetarily comes from it, big whoop-de-doo. That's not why we're doing this. We're doing it because it's fun. It's evergreen. We'll be able to go back and hear this, years and years and years down the road. And I don't know. I just enjoyed been doing this with you for several months now. Well over a year. We're just getting up there, and like I says, man, we're worldwide. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm being honest when you say this with the groups and stuff, but if you do ever have any questions, you can chat us up. Our information's out there. We talk about it all the time. Send me a private message. I've got several from people listening, and I'll give you 100% honest my opinion on things. I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'll tell you what I would do in that situation and why. I try to get back to people. My grammar might not always be the best, but I'll give you my honest opinion and thoughts on things, and why I think that. And if you agree or disagree, that's fine. You do what you're going to do. Ultimately, it's your money. Make your decision. I'm just looking at my sales numbers right here. I'm on my Seller Hub, Adam. Last 31 days on eBay, my sales are up 125.9%.
Wow.
Compared to last year, it has a little thing that compares you with some your highest category, so it's not a real 100% fairness thing, but I'm up 190.7% from the same time period last year on sales right now, according to my Seller Hub. So when I'm telling people it's hot and there's lots of things going, I'm not just saying that for the show. I mean, those are the numbers right there. Also sending offers. So every day, about twice a day, I'll check in with things that are send offer available, and depending on what it is, I'll drop the price, maybe $5, $10. They're sending a lot more for people to get these offers. They either have had to look at your item multiple times, put it in their cart, not checked out, watched it, followed it. So there's a lot more opportunities for this email or whatever they send out. I've been sending out offers, and that's been working because I know what offers I've been sending out on items, and the conversion on that's been pretty good. So if you're struggling or just not seeing those numbers, I would say go to your, it's in your Seller Hub or wherever you want. There's different places to find it on your app too. And I'll just a couple times a day. It's usually my lunch break at work if I'm at work, or right when I get home. Get done packaging everything. I remember, hey, go send out some offers. So I've been doing that and seeing, a lot of conversion in there. So just be aggressive right now. You're still in the catbird seat, as we learned a couple weeks ago. You got the opportunity right now, and this window is not going to be open forever. If you're new to eBay, or if you're just thinking, hey, this is the new normal, the term Adam likes so much, it's not. At some point, things will get a little more back to normal. Amazon will kick up a little bit. People want to go out and shop and find things out and about. Yard sales, thrift stores will be back open. So we probably have a 2 or 3 month window where this will still be to our advantage. Hopefully eBay does get new people. They got the new CEO that was over at Walmart, I believe. Things are changing. Hopefully they get more traffic and people have good experiences with eBay during this whole thing, and they come back to eBay and they keep buying on eBay. Hopefully those numbers do go up. But to the extent that it's up right now, it's a limited window, whether that's a couple months, a couple weeks. That's what I'm saying. You got to hit it hard right now while it's there. And maybe you do have some people that will, keep buying from you, save you as a seller. They buy the same thing that you buy, or they're into sports cards or T-shirts or whatever you're selling and have the same style and start following you. And you can get some repeat customers. But for the most part, a lot of what I'm selling, a lot of what Adam's selling it's just one-time people. They come in, they buy, you'll never see them again. So that's why you got to get your stuff listed right now. Well, there's the eyeballs there and take advantage of it. The numbers are there. The money's there. People are getting their money from the government. People are getting their money from wherever they're getting it. They're getting overtime pay, or they're just bored at home with nothing to do, and they're maxing out the credit card. However it's happening, that's not your problem. What you need to do is be in the spot to take. It's an opportunity, right? We'll be talking about this 2-3 years down the road, and like, hey, remember how hot that was? That'd be great if that could happen again. As far as the number side, not the reason the numbers are there, but taking advantage of that. So just everyone listening that maybe you're a little depressed, maybe you're a little stressed out. Just take a couple minutes, list a few things, and see what happens. Send out some offers, because I guarantee you, once that ka-ching starts happening, you start moving stuff. It's going to put a smile on your face. It's going to brighten up your day, and it's going to give you something to do besides sit around watching Netflix and Tiger King for the 4th time. So that's Derek's. That was a rant. I'll say that was Derek's rant of the day.
And that wasn't even a derailment. That was just your rant. I know your wrestling buddy up in the northern part of the state. I know you've probably had some more experiences. That's going to have to be its own episode. I've had some people asking about it. So
we'll do it if we're in studio next week. Let's plan on that. I'll tell the full. I think I'm to the point where we can tell the full the good, the bad, and the indifferent. That's the story. That'd be a fun one in person. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that. My 50,000 additional listings is extended through July 31st. So I'm sure that's for everyone. So, I mean, 50,000 listings with no fees. If you don't have a store, I don't remember what they're giving you, but they're giving you a lot of listings too. If you do have a store, I think that's for everyone. So, I mean, if you can list 50,000 things and you're starting to have to pay fees again, you're going to be making some good money. So get listing. I mean, I've been trying, and I put a dent in it. Like I said, about 1,000 listings. So that's what last week I was talking about a little bit. Some of my underperforming things or things that were just kind of getting stagnant. What I do, I'll just say it since we're here, and I got the people's attention, because usually I'm not sitting at the computer where I can go through and break down how I do what I do when I'm trying to say things. So I go to my seller hub, I go to my summary, or I go to active listings is actually what I do. So I go to my active listings, my listings tab, and then there on all status, it might not have it, but it has without recent sell, which is going back to, like, I think, what is it, like a year and a half or something. So if there's anything like that, or I'll just kind of scroll through things, if there's, things that I think need to get rejuvenated or whatever, I'll select them, and then I'll actually go end the item. So with that, then I go to relist it, but I'll go to, I'm trying to do this as I do it, which might not have been my best bet. I'll go to unsolds. So then you go back to your unsold listings because you ended them. And then I do the sell similar, because that way it will create a new listing, and I can go through and maybe adjust the title to some of the keywords and things that we've talked about that I've learned since I originally put these things up. Or I'll go through and make sure all my item specifics are there, as far as what we've talked about with Google picking things up. Maybe my price is a little too high from what I was originally thinking. Maybe I didn't put good shipping. Maybe I just gave them, priority 3-day when it could be first class. That's a big price change on what it's going to cost somebody. Or maybe I'll do free shipping and put that into the price. And so I'll kind of reshuffle the deck of cards every now and again, and then I relist them. It will cost you an additional listing, but by that case, it's kind of a fresh new listing, which I think helps with your algorithm, with the search engine, with everything that you're putting up in your store and stuff. This is obviously things that have been up in my store usually a couple of years. I usually do just set it and forget it, but sometimes I'll refresh or get back into it. And then I go back and make sure I delete all the ended and relisted stuff, so that I don't keep relisting the same thing over and over, and you sell 5 of the same items and you only have 1. So that's a little bit of my process, I guess. That seems to help refresh things. That helps utilize some of those free listings that you get. If you're doing that when you don't have 50,000 free listings, it does take up some of those listings, which usually aren't that bad, because I think if I go over, it's like 10 cents a listing, which for an item, that'd be $1.20 a year if it doesn't sell for a year. So that's not going to make or break you, hopefully. But I know sometimes people just get all antsy about that. Also, I've been doing some auctions. All that stuff we're talking about, some of that Jerry Sloan stuff, some of that NBA Finals or Michael Jordan type stuff, or some of my cards, autographs, different things. I've been trying, because with auctions, I don't know if it's everybody, but right now I think with my store subscription, I get 200 free listings, auctions that I never utilize. I've been trying to use a few more of those just to, maybe change it up a little bit. And I'll go through a cycle of, I usually try to make it so it's a Sunday that it ends or start. So you start on a Sunday. So it will end on a Sunday. You can schedule it. That's 10 cents to schedule it to start and stop whenever you want. Or it'll just start whenever you list it. So if you wait till the time to put list it, save it as a draft, it will end that time. But I think you get more eyeballs on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. If you're talking about nationwide, a lot of people are home. A lot of people are sitting around. So I think Sundays are the way to do auctions, Saturdays or Sundays. But I'll try to utilize those. I'll go through a cycle. If it doesn't go, I might redo it the next week, or I might just put fixed price on it. So there's no shortage of strategies or things that you can do to try and move items.
Dropping bombs to make some money. So, well, we're getting close to the end. I want to just throw this out there, and we talked about it last year. There's something coming up here in the next couple weeks. We heard from our friend Briefcase. He may have let the cat out of the bag. Mother's Day is on the way. Mother's Day was not yesterday. Just because you take out the trash or do something for your wife, like I don't know, watch your own children, because it's not babysitting when it's your own children.
Yeah, it's not babysitting when they're your kids. Yeah, that's true.
That does not constitute as Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up. You need to find a unique way, a special way to let that special someone know. And just because she isn't your mother, you should still be getting something for her, your spouse. Let them know that you care. Do not screw this up. Like it says, do not screw this one up. You want to make sure you take care of it and put a little effort into it. Show that person that you care.
Hey, if you're looking for unique items, obviously eBay's not a bad place to go if you know what that special person's into. But also a lot of your wives or mothers have been homeschooling kids for how long now? They probably have earned something nice, or you haven't been able to see your mom because social distancing. You're missing them. Let them know that they're loved. Yeah, let them know that you care. Give them a little something special. Put a little extra cheese on that Whopper this year. Go on out and look at Granny's cart and find them something real nice, Clark. Real nice.
Real good. So, well, D-Roy, you got anything else? I think we've met our quota for the day. We've done our due diligence. I got some rocks to move. Beautiful day today.
I've got a couple more things that have just sold. I need to go package up and go to the post office. So I think I'm in a good spot. I think I dropped my 411 of information for the week. People, there's a lot going on, so just take advantage. I don't want somebody to come in, and I know some people will listen, in a couple of months or a couple of weeks just finding the show, but I don't want somebody to come back to us here in about 6 months and say, I wish I had took advantage of this. The window was open.
Yeah.
And I just didn't move. I don't want that to be a regret.
Yeah. So.
And there's no reason for it to be right now.
Hey, make the cheddar while it's hot, and I'm really hoping. I believe this is going to be our last remote episode. I know it's a lot of nuts and bolts here, and I want to be in studio next week. Hopefully, bring the funny. I'm missing the funny is what I'm really missing.
Yeah, it's kind of the cross. We have to stop and start, and the flow's not exactly right, but we've kept it going.
Yeah,
the funny's not exactly where it has been. I'm always working on trying to get new special things going, so maybe we'll get some new guests or some new Husky sections. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to this week's Husky section. I was going to break down the Mattress Mac with you if you caught up on that.
I've caught up on that. That'll be a good one. Let's shoot for a Husky section next week. So if you guys don't know what a Husky section is, if you're just pulling up to this, what we like to call it, we're kind of, we're large and in charge. A lot of us, we've got a few pounds. Had to shop in the Husky section as youth or now in life.
Youth or now. You were slim. You went from slim to Husky. That doesn't happen much, my friend.
I know, and I'm trying to get out of it. So that's kind of what we like to bring in, some funny, some real life experience that kind of gets off the beaten path, that we kind of started our own little, offshoot on this. Bring in some friends who are, in the past the regular size pant leg. So that's why we call it the Husky section.
If you're what was an irregular fraction when it comes to the length times the width, you're in the Husky section, my friend.
I'm getting. I don't know if I'm quite there yet. So hey, there's two things that are certain in life, my friend, and that would be DeathPiles
and taxes.